Hello and welcome. Today, we are diving into one of the most common battles in any household, getting your kids to clean up. It can be so frustrating, right? But what if I told you the solution has less to do with what you say and a whole lot more to do with what you do? Let's get into it.
Does this sound familiar? You ask them to clean the room. You remind them. You ask again. And nothing. It feels like you're talking to a brick wall. It is absolutely exhausting, and way too often, it just blows up into a big fight. So why does this keep happening? And is there a better way? Yes, there is.
Okay, so let's start by looking at the approach most of us fall back on. It's what I call the old way, lecturing. You know the moment, your patience is gone, and you try to fix the situation with a whole lot of words.
Just picture it. The floor is basically a minefield of toys. You make a simple request. Hey, can you please start cleaning up? And what do you get? Crickets, radio silence. This is that classic standoff, and you can just feel your frustration starting to bubble up. The battle is about to begin.
And this gets to the heart of the problem. As a parent, you think you're setting a totally reasonable boundary, but what your child hears is completely different. They hear a threat. They hear, this is a power struggle. And just like that, the focus isn't on cleaning the room anymore. It's about winning the fight.
So what happens next? Well, usually one of these four things. Maybe they clean up, but it's out of fear, not because they want to. Or they dig their heels in, and the argument gets even bigger. Or, let's be honest, sometimes we just get so tired we clean the room ourselves. But here's the most important part. No matter what happens in that moment, no real long-term lesson is actually learned. Okay, so if lecturing is pretty much a dead end, what's the alternative? Let's talk about a new way. It's quieter, it's calmer, and believe it or not, it's way more effective. So, let's hit rewind. We are back in that same messy room. The toys are still everywhere. Nothing has changed. Except, this time, the parent is going to do something completely different.
So instead of leading with frustrated words, you lead with calm action. Take a look at these steps. First, you just take a breath and manage your own feelings. Then, you state a really simple goal. Then, and this is the game changer, you start the task yourself. It's only after you've started that you invite your child to join in. See the difference? It's not a command, it's an invitation.
And this quote right here, this is the absolute core of it. Kids are wired to imitate us. Your actions are what set the real rules in your house, way more than your words ever will. The words you use change too. Instead of a threat, it becomes something collaborative. You might say something really gentle like, hey, let's put these toys back in their home, while you're already picking one up. The secret sauce is that word, let's. You're a team now. The power struggle? It's just gone.
So why on earth is this so much more powerful? Let's dig into the actual psychology here because it's pretty fascinating how kids really learn this stuff.
You see, kids are basically little sponges. When you consistently model being calm and responsible, they absorb that. They start to copy it. It's not something they're being forced to do, it just becomes their internal idea of, this is how we do things in our family. And this idea goes way beyond just cleaning. Think about what happens when a favorite toy breaks because they were being too rough with it. You don't need to lecture them about being careful. The real lesson is the sadness they feel because their toy is broken. In that moment, reality is the teacher, and it's 1,000 times more effective than an angry lecture. This table breaks it down so clearly. Punishment is all about your anger, and what it teaches is fear. A natural consequence, though, is about the reality of what happened, and what it teaches is cause and effect. One gets you short-term compliance, sure, but it comes with resentment. The other, that's what builds real, lasting self-discipline. Now, for any of this to really, truly work, there is one last critical ingredient that has to be there first, and it's the very foundation of your relationship with your child. There's this beautiful concept in Japanese parenting called amai. It's all about that deep, unshakable trust a child develops when they know they can depend on you for anything in those early years. Now, this isn't about spoiling them. It's about making them feel so fundamentally safe and secure that they don't need to act out to get your attention or test your love. And that is the secret link. A child who feels totally secure and accepted for who they are wants to cooperate. They don't want to create conflict. That deep foundation of trust is what makes them open to your modeling and your guidance in the first place. So, it all leaves us with this one final, really powerful question to think about. What if the goal of discipline was never about control? What if it was always about connection? When we make that shift, everything changes. We move from a battleground to a partnership. And really,
Isn't that what it's all about?